Hi, I'm Jennifer Downing, Managing Partner at Beam, a trading name of Orbitus Law LLP. In this video, I want to walk through what actually happens after you go sale agreed on a property in Ireland. This is one of the stages buyers often find confusing. There are estate agents, banks, brokers, engineers, solicitors and case managers involved. Each person has a different role, and when you understand how those roles fit together, the process becomes much easier to follow. Going sale agreed on a property is a big step. It means your offer has been accepted by the estate agent and the legal process can begin. But it does not mean that you legally own the property. It also does not mean that either side is fully bound yet. At this stage, you usually pay a booking deposit to the estate agent, and that booking deposit is normally refundable until contracts are signed and exchanged. The estate agent then issues a memorandum of sale, or what we call a sales advice notice, to both solicitors. This gives the basic details of the transaction, including the buyer, the seller, the property, the price, and the names of the solicitors acting on both sides. That is the starting point for the legal work. The transaction only becomes legally binding when both parties have signed contracts and those contracts have been exchanged. So sale agreed is an important milestone, but it's not the finish line. Once you go sale agreed, it is worth getting your solicitor involved as early as possible. There are parts of the process that cannot be controlled by you or your solicitor. For example, we may be waiting for contracts from the vendor's solicitor, a reply from a lender, or documentation from a third party. But there are other parts that can be prepared early. Your compliance documents, proof of identity, and source of funds information can be gathered before contracts arrive. That helps remove one of the most common causes of early delay. Your loan offer also needs to be reviewed properly when it issues. Many buyers focus on the amount and the interest rate, but the loan offer will also contain conditions that must be satisfied before the bank releases funds. For switchers, early planning is also important. Fixed rate expiry dates, redemption figures, and lender timelines can affect the transaction. Early instruction does not make every stage faster, but it does help remove delays that are within your control. A lot of buyers assume the solicitor becomes involved at the end just to handle paperwork. In practice, your solicitor is working through the transaction from the point contracts and title documents arrive. When those documents are received from the vendor's solicitor, your solicitor reviews the legal title to the property. That means checking who owns it, whether they have the right to sell it, and whether the title is good and marketable. Your solicitor also reviews planning documentation, raises pre-contract inquiries, checks the contract conditions, reviews your loan offer, prepares your loan documents for signing, requests drawdown from your lender, and manages the legal steps through to closing. There are also other professionals involved. Your engineer checks the physical condition of the property. Your broker or lender deals with mortgage advice and insurance products. Your case manager helps guide you through the process and keeps the file moving. Your solicitor's role is to make sure the legal side is in order before you commit to buying the property. When contracts arrive, clients often expect the process to move immediately to signing. In reality, the arrival of contracts is the point where the main legal review begins. The contract will set out the purchase price, the deposit structure, and the agreed terms between you and the vendor. It may also include special conditions. One of the most important conditions is the protection that applies if your loan does not come through. Your solicitor will check that the correct protection is included before you sign, but the contract itself is only part of the review. The vendor solicitor will also send title documents, planning documents, the folio and map, the building energy rating certificate, and other supporting paperwork. Your solicitor reviews these documents carefully. They check the boundaries, planning compliance, rights of way, restrictions, old covenants, family home declarations, and any other matters that could affect the title. If anything is missing, unclear, or needs to be explained, your solicitor raises a query with the vendor's solicitor. That is normal. Queries are part of almost every conveyancing transaction. It does not mean that something is wrong. It means your solicitor is checking the position before advising you to sign. Your loan offer is not just a document between you and your bank. Your solicitor also needs to review it. When your lender issues a formal loan offer, it will include general and special conditions. Those conditions set out what must be satisfied before the bank will release the mortgage funds. Your solicitor reviews those conditions and advises you before signing. This matters because a missed condition can delay drawdown. If the lender is not satisfied that all conditions have been met, the funds cannot be released. It is also worth noting that approval in principle is not the same as a formal loan offer. An approval in principle is an indication from the bank. It is not the final loan pack. Signing contracts without a formal loan offer can carry risk, so your solicitor and mortgage broker should be involved before any decision is made. If you are unsure about anything in your loan offer, raise it before you sign. In Ireland, property purchases are generally buyer beware. That means that the buyer is expected to satisfy themselves about the physical condition of the property before signing contracts. Your solicitor checks the legal title. Your solicitor does not inspect the structure, workmanship or physical condition of the property. That is the engineer's role. An engineer can inspect the property, assess its condition, identify defects, review works carried out, and flag issues around extensions, attic conversions, sheds, driveways, or other changes to the property. Those issues can matter legally if proper planning or compliance documents are not available. When contracts arrive, your solicitor may send you planning documents and maps. It is sensible to have your engineer review those alongside their inspection, particularly where boundaries or previous works may be relevant. If you decide not to get an engineer's report, you may have much less protection if a physical issue appears later. That is why buyers should speak to an engineer before signing contracts. Delays are one of the most frustrating parts of buying a property. Some delays are avoidable, others are outside the control of the buyer, the solicitor or the case manager. And a common area is planning documentation. If works were carried out on the property, such as an extension, attic conversion, shed or other alteration, your solicitor may need documents showing that the works were properly permitted or exempt. Title documents can also be incomplete or out of date. In that case, the vendor solicitor may need to obtain updated documents before the review can move forward. Probate can add time. A chain sale can add dependency on other transactions. If a vendor is buying another property at the same time, both closings may need to line up. Lender conditions can also affect timing. If the bank requires further documents, updated insurance, valuation confirmation or clarification on title, drawdown may have to wait. These issues are not unusual. They are part of the reason your solicitor reviews the file before advising you to sign or close. If a genuine issue arises on your file, your solicitor or case manager will explain what is happening and what the next step is. Two of the questions buyers ask most often are how much the process will cost and how long it will take. On costs, there are usually two broad categories. The first is your solicitor's professional fee. The second is outlay. These are third-party costs such as stamp duty, land registry fees and search costs. Stamp duty should always be checked at the time of your transaction, as rates and rules can change. Your solicitor or case manager will provide a breakdown that is specific to your file. On timelines, every transaction is different. A straightforward purchase from the point contracts are received may take a number of weeks. The title review and query stage can take time, particularly where replies are needed from the vendor's solicitor, lender, management company, local authority or another third party. Once contracts are signed and exchanged, your solicitor then works towards drawdown and closing. Closing only happens when the legal documents are in order. The lender is ready to release funds, the balance of monies have been received, closing searches are complete, and the vendor solicitor is ready to complete. Keys are released after legal completion. Not when the loan offer issues, not when contracts are signed, not always immediately when mortgage funds arrive. This is why communication matters during the final stage. Your case manager will guide you through the steps, and your solicitor will deal with any legal issues that need advice or decision. The main thing to remember is that conveyancing has a sequence. Each step depends on the right documents, approvals and confirmations being in place. When those steps are clear, the process becomes easier to understand. If you are unsure where your own file stands, speak to your case manager or solicitor. They can explain what stage you are at, what is outstanding, and who the next action sits with.